Hello, my name is George Albright. I'm in Central Florida. If you would like to get an electronic copy of the editorial that I wrote and I'm about to read, you can go to a national website called www.pauliespoint.com. That's PAULIESPOINT.com. Again, this is an editorial that I wrote several days ago, have submitted it to the Ocala Star-Banner, and it is now being circulated across the country. Dear Mr. President, my name is George Albright, and for the last 8 years I have been the elected tax collector in Marion County, Florida. Marion County has a population of 350,000 people. I am a 30-year practicing attorney and was in the Florida House of Representatives from 1988 to 2000. For all 12 years in legislative office, I sat on the House Health Care Services Committee and the House Children and Families Committee. I chaired the House Health Care Services Committee from 1996 to 1997 and authored Florida's Child Health Insurance Program known as CHIP, C-H-I-P, which is called Florida Kid Care. In 1994, I authored Florida's welfare demonstration projects that evolved into Florida's current welfare program, which is an acronym of TANF, T-A-N-F. Out of law school, I started in 1982 as a staff attorney in the U.S. House of Representatives, Washington, D.C. I'd like to think I know a little bit about health and welfare issues and where this country has and will head demographically. I can hardly be classified as a right-wing nut. That said, there's a pivotal issue that you, Mr. President, have left out of the gun control debate, that being the total breakdown of the family unit in America, where around 75% of black births, 50% of Hispanic births, and 33% of white births are into fatherless homes. These are not stereotypes nor broad generalizations, but the facts as published by the federal government in their statistics from the Census Bureau 2010 to 2012. I suspect virtually 100% of the gang murders in your and Rahm Emanuel's hometown of Chicago are committed by young adults that have no father figure. Mr. President, you have had a historic opportunity to address this issue as the first black president and obviously a devoted family man, but you have been totally missing in action on the responsibility and fatherhood issue across this country the last 4 years. You well know firsthand the impact a father has upon a child. Unless out-of-wedlock births of all races are curtailed, this will continue to be a society with an education system that will free fall to its lowest common denominator rather than raise the living standards of our children and thus our adults. Remember, capitalism only works when there are more people paying income taxes than withdrawing benefits. Sadly, with few exceptions, males from fatherless homes end up in the criminal justice system, and fatherless females replicate the same cycle they were born into. Few will ever pay more federal income tax than the benefits they receive from all levels of government, including welfare benefits for their children, now also born into a fatherless home, and the cost of incarceration of the males. I totally agree with the bumper sticker that I saw recently that says, "The government is not your baby's daddy, you are." With it estimated that 37% of all U.S. births will be into a fatherless home this year, 37%. The future of our country hangs in the balance when you add the federal deficit issues facing us. America's safety net programs are already overwhelmed due to the above. What we need in America is more responsibility, not more social programs. And you can't tax your way out of this one, Mr. President. As you and I well know, people are buying guns in record numbers, especially in the rural areas and the suburbs, because they know these fatherless children are turning our entire country into a lawless society, as few have any respect for authority or even life itself. In addition, few Americans truly trust the federal government anymore, and the guns are to protect the citizens from its own government. I feel certain the vast majority of our nation's police officers, military members, FBI agents, etc., feel the same way. Thus, they will not obey a command to fire upon America's middle-class citizens that are fast approaching a national pushback phase against the federal government. When this happens, the emperor truly will have no clothes. As America's elected caretaker, sitting on the sidelines is no longer an option. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that most Americans have noticed how much time, energy, and political capital you have put into making sure gay couples can partake in the institution of marriage. Is it too much to ask for you to do the same for the institution of traditional marriage, especially when it comes to the fatherless home issue? In closing, I have noted that you have assembled most of your cabinet to tackle the gun control issue. May I suggest you reassemble your cabinet for a summit on parenthood and fatherhood? You'd be pleasantly surprised by the reception you will receive from the American public by doing so. This is respectfully submitted by me, George Albright, and my email address is gnalbright@gmail.com. Again, gnalbright@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and may God always bless America.